How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video of me, OLT. In this one, over my shoulder, you will see I have got the GLE Coupe behind me. I usually split these videos into two and do the 5 things that I love and the 5 things that I hate on said car. But in this one, I'm going to be intertwining the videos together and giving you a rundown of all the things that I've loved and hated about this GLE behind me. So if you want to catch the 5 things or more that I love on this car, that'll be in the first half of this video. All the things I've hated about this car is going to be on the second part of this video. So skip to whichever part you want or watch it all the way through and I will appreciate that. Thank you very much, and I will get into the things that I've loved and hated about this GLE Coupe. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you that I love about this GLE Coupe is actually going to be the exterior styling on this one. So a lot of people think this just looks like a dog squatting, but actually I think it's a really nice car. It has that SUV look, it has the aggression, it has the sportiness, and I think it's really nice. The AMG versions of this are even nicer, but I'm going to talk you through some little points that I really like about this car and its styling. The first bit is going to be this massive grille. Then as you can see, it has the massive star emblem for Mercedes at the front, but this grille is huge, and I actually really like that it's split in the middle. I think that makes it look more aggressive. You've then got this bottom area of the grille with the front diffuser, and that just looks even better as well with the side vents on there. You've got the louvres in the bonnet, as you can see. I know this is on a black car, but you can see the louvre in the bonnet there, making the bonnet look sporty as well, and the headlights look really aggressive in the night on this one, especially when everything's lit up with the 2 and then the daylight running strip on either side. The alloys are a feature on this one that I absolutely love as well, especially these diamond cut ones that have the contrast in silver and black. Merc are absolutely killing it in my opinion at the minute with their alloy designs, and these look really good. This car runs 22s and I think they fill the car perfectly. You've got the big AMG detailing on the wheel there, on that outer arch, and I think that looks amazing. I just think the black contrast on a silver wheel is really nice. It just gives you the best of both worlds, and it suits really well how this is a black paint with the silver chrome around the outside. So the alloys for me are another thing that I've loved about this one. But this is the angle where I think the car really is at its best. That back quarter and the shoulders that you can see that come up over the side of the car, the way the headlights swoop round, it's just, for me, it's absolutely amazing from this angle. It looks mean, it looks beefy, it looks aggressive, and it's really sporty. You've got these vents, albeit they are fake there, but they do add to the aspect of this car, giving it that sporty vibe and makes it look a bit more aerodynamic. You've also, and this is a diesel, got 2 exhausts, one on one side, one on the other. Yes, they are fake. If I take you a little bit closer, you will see that there's absolutely nothing in there and it is just a hollow shell. But the fact that a diesel car has been given fake exhausts, it also has quite a nice little diffuser on the bottom, which all looks better on the AMG versions, of course. I think this angle is just amazing. It's got a little, almost like a ducktail lip at the back of the car there on the tailgate, and I just think, yeah, for me, that angle of this car is absolutely lovely. It makes the GLE what it is to me, and I just think the styling points on this car have been second to none. I just think it's absolutely amazing and looks perfect. Another thing that I've loved inside this car is going to be those grab handles that you can see on the center console there. They give it this rugged, robust and sort of utilitarian aspect that I think's really nice. You don't get that in many other cars. Obviously you get it in the Defender and the G-Wagon, you get them up there on the center dash as well, but I think those grab handles here, they're just really solid and really good. They not only look good, but they have a bit of a use as well. If you're a smaller person, reaching over when you climb in is really handy, and there's something to just hold on to while you're sort of getting a bit invigorated in this car and driving it a bit more fun on some twisty roads. Also, you've got the interior lighting, as you can see, that runs round it and just lights up this car absolutely lovely. The interior lights run all the way into the back, along the front, down here on the center console. It goes under the screen as well, and it's on all of your door cards. I think the interior lighting's lovely and it really complements these grab handles. The fact that the center console also includes all of these physical touch buttons as well on here for the climate, as well as some shortcut buttons and the dynamic and volume controls in the center console. I absolutely love the fact that we've not only got this big infotainment screen in the digital dash, but the fact that Mercedes have kept some physical touch buttons in the car. You don't see that very much anymore. A lot of cars are going all touchscreen, but this one hasn't. It's kept the ability and options to use the physical buttons, and they're really solid in this one. I also think they look great, so I'm a massive fan of Mercedes keeping that in. Another aspect of this car that I love then is that Mercedes doesn't feel like it's actually cheaped out on any options on this car. It doesn't feel like it's dropped down the standard on any of the materials, and it doesn't feel like it's cut any corners in the production quality of this car. Everything in here feels really plush and really luxurious, which I'm more than happy to say is what you should be expecting in a 75,000+ pound car. It doesn't feel like they've sort of skimped out on any materials. There's nothing in here that's really scratchy plastics or piano black stuff that's just going to get damaged really easily. It's all really solid, really nice materials. You've got obviously the wood inlays with all of the leather extended everywhere, and it's really, really well put together. You can touch everywhere on the dash and you get the odd little wood movement noise, but I'm pushing down hard on the dash there and I'm not getting any of those horrible creaks and squeaks that you get in some other cars, which Mercedes are sort of at fault for at times too in some of their other models. But in the GLE Coupe, you don't feel like you've got any area of the car that doesn't feel luxury. It feels like everything's really well made and high quality, which I'm absolutely buzzing to say is the case. It even extends to the point where I was so surprised, and I absolutely love that this center console here where you rest your arm, and it's also the opening of the storage bin, is heated, as well as the armrest on your door card is heated. So no matter what, you're getting your heated seat, you're getting the heated armrests, and the vents blowing hot air towards you. So in the winter, you are absolutely toasty as anything in this car, and it's just absolutely amazing to see that. I've never seen a car have a heated center console, and I was really surprised when I've obviously experienced that in this one, but it's absolutely top tier. Something I'm not really going to be able to give you the experience of without being copyrighted is going to be the Burmeister sound system in here. The surround sound is so crisp, so good in this car. It's really, really worth the upgrade. I know some people out there aren't massive audiophiles, that don't care about music and how good the quality of the music is or whatever, but in this, it's top tier. I'll do a slight clip of how good the sound is in here, but like I said, I can't show you too much without getting copyright striked for the music. But the sound system is Burmeister in this one. You've got massive speakers on either side of the car. You've got massive speaker up on the dash. You've got the speakers in the back. And the sound system is 3D in here, so it really bounces and gets the bass going everywhere. So I'll quickly spin the camera around and show you the Burmeister speakers on either side, because they look nice as well. The flow with the inside of the car. And I'll turn the music up for a quick second just so you can hear it, but I can't play it for too long. So you'll be able to see the speaker there. You got a speaker there. You got the speaker up on the top all along there. Speaker in the back, and you got some more speakers in the rear of the car. I'll turn it up quickly for you. I moved on so long ago. You're still thinking about me though. And I'll turn that back down because, like I said, I do not want to be hit with any copyright strikes for that one to stop this video being monetized. But there you have it. That is the speaker system on this one. It's absolutely amazing. So crisp, so clear, amazing at all volumes, and I highly recommend it. So those were the things I loved about the Mercedes GLE Coupe, but what do I hate? Well, there is things I do hate, and I'm going to go into everything that I've hated about this car while I've used it right now for you, so stay tuned for this. The first thing is going to be a bit controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it, and it's going to be these side steps that you can see on the car on either side. Why do I hate it? I almost think it's pointless. So, right, if I come into the car, you'll see the side step there all the way along the car, front and back. I just find it a bit pointless. I'm stepping into this car really easily. Yes, I'm 6 foot tall, not everyone is, and not everyone will be able to get in the car in and out easily, but again, I've got size 9 feet. If I put my foot on there, it's really slidey. Like, you can see just how easily my feet are sliding off, but it also, you hardly get your foot on it, and that gets dirty on there quite bad. So you're making your trainers dirty when you're getting in, and that's just not great. For me, that doesn't help us get in the car whatsoever, unfortunately. So for me, the side steps, as they might be good for some people, they're a bit of a gimmick when it comes to me. They're not as good as those on a Range Rover or a Defender. Obviously, this being the 450D variant, we also have something else that I hate about this car, and I can't complain because when you get a big engine car, these things happen. But it's a diesel, and diesels are meant to have better fuel consumption than petrols. innocence on long distance journeys. I took this on a long distance drive yesterday for a few hours. I was in the car doing normal speed. I wasn't driving it anyway drastically or invigoratingly. I was literally driving it as you would drive normally every day, and the fuel consumption in this one has been horrendous. So as you can see, this is the 450D, which is the 450 diesel. It's a 3 litre straight 6 engine. It's obviously the turbocharged diesel, and the fuel consumption was terrible. I put £35 in this and it got us 135 miles worth of fuel, which really isn't great. It was like almost a quarter of a tank. I then drove the car after putting that £35 in for about 15 miles of range, like real life miles. It took off 40 miles of fuel, which just isn't ideal. So all I've seen is this car say reserve fuel level or needs filling or find the nearest fuel station, which I get on a big heavy car with a big engine. That is going to be the case, but I don't notice it all that much in the Range Rover. I haven't noticed it all that much in the Sport, and it just seemed surprising that this one really drinks the fuel compared to the other cars that are equal in size with similar engines, or way more as well. So that was a second thing that I've hated about this one. The fuel just seems to go and go and go, and the miles per gallon aren't great. Having the driver's door open is going to be one of the easiest ways to show you. Another thing I hate about this car, and with a lot of Mercedes these days, is going to be these seating position adjusters. I just don't like them on the door. So they're on the door of both sides, and I just find it really difficult to use compared to when they're on the seat down there in other cars. When you're driving, these are actually really hard to press at the same time as driving, whereas when they're down below, down here, it's really easy to sit where you are and feel what exactly you're changing. This can be a bit fiddly, it can be a bit difficult to use. They're not the smoothest of buttons, and what I found is to put the seat back, it's a bit tricky to put it back without putting it back at the base and not touching the thigh support there. And overall, yeah, it's probably really first world problemy, but that is something I hate about this car and other Mercedes. The fact that the seat adjustment is on the door rather than on the seat next to you. Something that I mentioned in the overall review of this one, so please do check out that video, is going to be the phone holder placement. So you do have the option to put your phone in the storage bin there, but like most people, they either keep the phone in the pocket or they put the phone on the center console, like phone holder area. In this one, it is a wireless charger, so you definitely want to keep it in there. Most cars just have a flat one like that. I just put it flat in or slot it in sideways and easily grab it out. This one has changed from the usual slotted it in forward to it has a horizontal holder. You put the phone in there and it sits lovely in there, don't get us wrong. It tucks away nicely, it doesn't rattle around, it barely moves, and as you can see, it's already started charging. The problem you have is getting it out. So to get it out, you can either put your hands underneath, lift up, and you'll find that on an iPhone 16 Pro Max, you can't lift that out because it's too fat of a phone, it's too big. You then think, right, well, I'll get it from the top. Well, that's fine if you have slim or shorter fingers. Mine, luckily, aren't too long and aren't too grubby. I can swip that forward and pull it out that way, but that is a bit of a chore, and you can't do it with every finger. So like that finger can't get in, that finger can't get in, my pinky finger can get in just fine, and my index finger can get in just fine, but it's quite difficult to get. You then think, all right, well, I'll grab it from the side. You grab it from the side and you can't because there's not enough space to pull it out that way. I know why have they done it? I'm not entirely sure, but that is just something that I found really frustrating, trying to get my phone out of the car. It's just not easy. Let's put it that way. Something then that I hate in all modern Mercedes, and I will put this in every single thing that I hate about any new Mercedes I get into until they fix it and change it. And I know my videos aren't going to make that, but I'm hoping and praying that one day Mercedes do change this feature, and that is going to be the fact that you cannot change the song or the podcast or anything that you're listening to while the screen or the digital dash isn't on your media setting. I'll spin the camera around in a minute and show you that, but to give you a bit of an explanation, you have the infotainment screen in the middle. For me personally, I like to have my map on there, not Spotify, not podcasts. I know some people like Spotify and like podcasts on there, so that it's a bit easier for you. You can use the digital trackpad, or you can just touch the screen to change song, but you have to remain on that Spotify or that podcast or that SoundCloud screen. You then get the other option of having your nav on there, say, like I do, or just your messages, and then your digital dash having the little screen in the middle for the media. Personally, that's where I have my media. The only way you can change the song and skip the song or reverse the song is by having it on one or the other and either clicking the infotainment screen or swiping on the digital dash. There is no way to change song without having one of those two things, and I'll show you what I mean right now. So if I spin the camera around, you'll be able to see that on there it says no device connected, but that is on the media screen. And for example, that is on the nav screen. That's the nav, and there's the media. On this steering wheel here, there is no way to change the song or skip the song or pause the song on here like you can on other cars. And if you want to change the song, this has to be on media so that you can get on the right here and flick that to the right to change the song. Or this has to be on your media so you can just click the screen, or you can click the touchpad to change it here. Makes sense? Right, brilliant. But if you're on there, say, and that's not on your media, you will not be able to change the song until you then switch that one to the media, or you swipe down to media and then switch along. For me, that is just so frustrating that there is no simple skip, pause, reverse song on a steering wheel or on another button in this car. I don't know why Merc are still going with not having it, but they're not. So for me, that is something I'll always hate until it's changed. This then has been the Mercedes GLE Coupe. It's been everything that I love and hate about this car, all wrapped into one video, which is a little bit of a change. I usually do 2 separate videos of the 5 things I love or the 5 things I hate. In this one, there's been a bit more than 5, I think, of the things I love and hate. So I just thought I'd put it all in one video so it's easier to watch for you. I have done an overall review of this car on the channel, so please go and watch that one. It's an in-depth review of the car, tells you a bit more about the car, what it's like as a daily, how it's like to drive, all the features it has, and gives you that pure in-depth. So go check out that channel. I've been OLT. Cheers.